Hi, how are you going? Gail here from Radio Kidnappers, talking about everything psychic, spiritual, intuitive. My goal is to coach, so it is called life coaching with Gail. So any situation you have in your life, anything you're going through, anything you're experiencing, whether it is on, your practical everyday, whether it is to do with something that's weird that's going on, which is what we're going to talk about today. If you've had an unusual experience, if you've had something that's made you feel just a little uneasy or a bit creeped out or a bit terrified, that you can't explain or that isn't kind of normal, then that's what we're going to talk about today. And there are some particularly different experiences that we can encounter, not necessarily that there is anyone around us that can explain it. There's a lot more knowledge out there though on the net, which I encourage you to explore, not in any kind of scary kind of way. This is to do with information, knowledge, and just be interested in finding out what you experienced, if you've experienced anything. And one of the things I'll talk about is like a presence or a feeling that, I don't know, you just feel a bit uneasy maybe when you walk into a room, or the air might seem to cool down a bit and get a bit cold, or there could be, I don't know, a breeze even. That can happen. There can be smells just from random nowhere. All these smells are generally associated with someone who is saying hello, or someone who is close to you, someone who you may know. Sometimes it's others that you don't know. So if you get an uneasy feeling, the best thing to do is what you would automatically do, and that would be say, go away, or whatever language you want to use is absolutely appropriate for these kind of situations. The most important thing is you stand up and say, go away, don't want you here. And that is as simple as that. If you find that you are saying things and you're scared at the same time, and it's like nothing's changing, like the smell's still there or you're still feeling really uneasy, move away. The easiest thing is move away, get yourself somewhere else, even if it's outside. There is something very simple you can do. One, you could ring somebody like myself. There are many people out there that work in this kind of field. But the other thing that you can do, that if you're there on your own, and this is a self-help thing, think about your everyday life. Think about what would happen if some person intruded in your house. What would you say to them? If they didn't leave, what would you do next? Ring the police or call on someone else to help, someone that could help. So when it's a presence that is of someone perhaps who's passed over, and they are not welcome around you, whether they're harmless or not, if you're uncomfortable, then they must go. If they do not go, you simply ask for the spiritual police. And you can ask for this, you can feel silly doing it, but you can just ask for it. Or you can just tell them, I'm calling the spiritual police. You've got a chance to go freely, or you'll be handed over to them. And it's to keep things simple. It's to keep things so that it's a normal kind of action that you would do in everyday life, that you then apply to anything that happens in the spiritual world, because we've been fed this media movie kind of scary aspect of it, and it can make us feel immediately uncomfortable no matter what weird thing happens or odd thing happens. It is not weird, scary. It can be uncomfortable, but it also can be dealt with. And we're for all for kind of managing things rather than being afraid of them. And One of the experiences as well, not just of feeling a presence or smelling a smell, or even it's like lights flickering off and on. It's like things going missing from your house and then reappearing somewhere else that you know that you didn't put that item or that article. All of those things are things that can happen when there is somebody, you know, actually present in spirit. This person could actually be your ancestor. They could be saying, you know, hi, I'm here to help you. It still applies if you're uncomfortable. If you're uncomfortable, you have to say, well, come back in a much more comfortable way if you want to help me. Talk to them, just like you talk to a person. Be rational about it. There are certain laws, and we have human laws, and we know that people freely break human laws. When it comes to universal law, it is absolute. It is, there's no arguing with it. You must abide. If you are in spirit, you must be in the spiritual realm with the permission of being able to cross over with those that are here. If the person that is here does not want that person in spirit getting anywhere near them, then they cannot cross that boundary. They will pressure that boundary if it is to save your life. They will do that, but they will not cross it unless then they pay a penalty. And it's as absolute as that. So you have power, you have the most control. You are the one that says, yes, this is okay, or no, this is not okay, and it must be listened to, no question. So know that you are also solid and they are thin air. So, you know, solid versus thin air, logic says, who's going to win? One of the experiences as well, if you ever see any kind of flashes out of the peripheral of your eye, and they are light, white, then they're generally good, helpful energy beings around you. Now, they're not necessarily your loved ones in spirit, but they could be. There are in spirit as many souls, being entities as there are on the planet, and even more, that are in their own specific roles in aiding you in this life. Some are very highly evolved, and some know your inner being, your inner presence, your inner spiritual self, and they will be here to help guide you and help you. So any flashes out the corner of your eyes that you catch is that you're catching, especially if they're light, you're catching somebody who is there of a higher vibration, who is there that can help you more purposefully at this moment. And when you see them, you can acknowledge that you see them. Just go, yeah, I saw that. Thanks for the help. Appreciation is really important. There is, of course, if it's grey or dark, then that flash, then you just say go. There are some practical things you can do as well. You play high vibration music, meditation music. You can use lavender and sort of like sprinkle it around. You can have water blessed and you can spray that around. Whatever is comfortable for you, whatever you feel that is cleaning the energy in the room, whatever is cleaning and clearing the energy, you do it. Music, high vibration, simplest thing, because it resonates and goes right through, you know, all of the furniture and the wallpaper and through the walls and everything else. So that's a really good one. There is another thing that you can do, and it's one thing that I used an awful lot when we were clearing houses all the time, and that is that you can write in pencil on a piece of paper, on several pieces of paper, the King James Version of the Lord's Prayer. And the reason I say the King James Version is because it's more complete. The modern day vibrational energy of the Lord's Prayer has lost some of its power essence that was there from the beginning. So the King James Version Lord's Prayer, write it on a piece of paper. And what you do is you fold those pieces of paper and you tuck them in the corners of a room. If there's a particular room that has had a lot of activity, you can put it in every room of your house. If there has been some kind of like, say if there's been some wars and battles on the land, and sometimes that can cause energy shifts within the house. It can cause a house to feel cold and just horrible. So that could be the land underneath. You can get somebody in to actually tell you specifically what that is if you need to have that help. There is, so the Lord's Prayer is very powerful because it covers everything. It will go down into the earth as well as through the house and through the roof and through the yard. If you want to protect your whole yard, you can do little things like, look, if you go on Google, there's lots of little knick-knacky tricks that you can do. And one of them is mirrors, and you can face those little bits of broken mirror out away from your house and out away on the corners of your boundary and facing outwards on all corners, and that helps to protect any kind of activity coming your way that is not good. So, but there's a lot so that you can put crystals in the ground. There's a lot of different methods as long as you are looking at your perimeter and your house space and you are lifting that vibration, whatever happens to lift that vibration. Children are great for outdoors because they are happy playing. They lift that vibration of the area, the land, and the area around the house. So that keeps only spirit that are equal to that vibration able to come in. So if there are any sort of low, angry, sad entities, they will not be able to stay in that environment for very long. So if you keep your vibe happy in the house, so if you've had arguments in the house, do something that's kind of fun and playful, just to neutralize that energy, and do as much of that as you can and keep that going. And now we're just going to take a little break and then we'll be back. Hi, so there are other spiritual experiences that you can have which are just you, just with yourself, and they can be a little bit uncomfortable as well, or really uncomfortable. And one of the ones I'm going to talk about is something, it does have a name, and it's like you are lying there, you are fully conscious and feel awake, and you cannot move. It's a type of paralysis, and it can be very unnerving. It is a place between this place and spirit world, just the easiest way. I just prefer to say things the easiest way. So you are not trapped and locked in your body, but you feel that you are. You are present in this reality, in this body, and you observe from this space. And often this is when other things happen. You may see somebody or something and not be able to cry out or make sound, and it can be scary if it's never happened to you before, and it may never ever happen in your whole life, seriously. It's just that if you have experienced something like this that was uncomfortable to you, there is an explanation, and it's not something that you are trapped in for a long time. This just is something that happens and moves quickly and stops. And while you're in that state, you do witness things, you do see things, you do experience things, and it's good to reassure yourself and say, I'm okay, If you want, you can go help to thin air. If you link in with God or angels or loved ones in spirit, you can call on them for help. It is an experience we've not been taught about in school, but it is an experience, and there are many other similar types of experiences like this that you may or may not experience. If you do, I just want you to know that you can come and see someone like me for help, to explain it, to give you tools to deal with it if it should happen. There is another, there's lots of them. There's seriously lots of them. If you feel at any particular point in time that you are leaving your body, and that also can feel a bit unnerving. Sometimes it's when people take drugs or things like that, that they may have some weird experiences like this, or drink alcohol. It is simply your true self, your true being, your soul, if you like, your spirit, taking a little step sideways. I want to reassure you that you will never leave and not come back. You will step out and then you will come back. And the reason for that is that you are attached from birth, from the time that you came into your body, with a gold cord, silver cord, whatever. But you are attached with this cord, and this cord never breaks, never can. If some of you have experienced an experience where you actually leave the Earth's atmosphere, that you go out into outer space, I want you to know that you will always come back. You'll always be able to be back in your body. There are some enjoyable experiences that you can have, and you can astral travel. We'll go into that perhaps another time. For now, we will leave it at that, and if you would like to get in contact with me, my phone number is 027 4166 545 and or 844 7531, and I'm available for private sessions, phone sessions, and video messenger sessions, or Skype. So there are many ways to contact me. But please, if you are having any odd kind of experience, don't sit with it and be frightened by it. Find out about it so that you can then deal with it. And on that note, we will talk again in 2 weeks, and we will have a reading for August, and have a really, really good couple of weeks, guys. Bye.